So in this little mini demo, we'll be going over on a little collect coin game, and we're pretty much given already this code, right? But it doesn't really operate properly, and we'll see that here, where you can play the game by using the up and down arrows, and that's all fun and games, right? But if I were to shorten up the time here, make it 5, right? Because 700 seconds is just way too long, right? We'll see here that if we wait about 5 seconds, right, it just closes the application. It just closes the application, which is not what we want. What we actually are given here is that we're actually given like a final score game over screen here, and that is what we really want to fix here for our final um, edited collect coin game, right? But anyway, we're gonna go over how this uh, coin game is constructed, right? So um, in this given file, we're given PNG files where we can work off from, right? So we have a coin image, fox, and a hedgehog, um, which can be used, right? But here we're just introducing the actors, right? The fox and the coin, and of course, their respective starting positions, right? And then the width and height of our program screen, right? That we saw, right? And then we're initializing the score and the game over Boolean value, right? And since we're starting the game, it's of course going to be false, right? But until we decide that the game is officially over for the player, then we're going to pronounce it as true, which will be seen in a bit here. So, and then we define our function here to draw, like, so we're going to start, right? So we're going to start with our background being green, and then we pretty much are going to be starting with drawing our fox and our coin here, and then we are then gonna uh, display the text onto the screen, the score, right? And then here, of course, like said before, we have our game over display, right? Which we should be displaying a pink background and then our final score, right? Which is from what we saw, we did not get that. We just had a closed application, which is not what we want, right? And then this here place coin function is just randomly positioning the x and y values of the coin and making sure that it's inside the inside the screen, right? We want to make sure that we're doing that too, right? And then this is the time up function, which is declaring when the time is up, so we can declare a game over, right? Which we see here that now the game over Boolean value is true. And then this is the our update function, right? That is constantly updating the score, right? And it's going to be updating the score when we collect our coin, right? Um, right? And this is just uh, us the since we're playing as the little fox, right? We are changing the positioning of the fox depending on uh, our our depending on the keys that we press on our mouse and keyboard, right? So that's what is being happening throughout here. And then here, pretty much, if um, our coin collected is pretty much what we're doing here, from here to here, is that if we um, are, are in the position where the coin is, where the fox is in the position of the coin, right? That is when we get our plus 10 points, right? And then once that score is achieved, then we pretty much place our coin, right, at a different location, right, which is that's what's happening here, right? And then here, of course, just updating the time, and then right, and then the program just keeps on progressing here until, of course, time's up, right? Um, there are a couple of fixes that we had to do. One, we want to make sure that the game over screen is working properly. And I've decided that I'm gonna as well introduce a reward the player with a more of a challenge where they'll start with a low time and they'll be increasing their time. Oh, let me first open this one up, our new one here. So yeah, so um, they'll get more time as they collect more coins, right? And then this puts more pressure on them because if they're too slow in collecting the coin, then it's officially game over, right? Um, so now that we already got the base code, these are little things, little adjustments that were made, right? So here, this is how I'm displaying the time value, right, into the actual screen that the player sees, right? Um, and this is of course what the player will see with the added time, right, which is represented of course as a string, and then of course is the color, and then the positioning, and of course its font size, and this game over screen is still the same, right? Uh, the big adjustment made here is now we're gonna update both the score and the time, right? And of course, game over is depending on the time when time reaches 0, right? So now we have it as that if game over, and then we're gonna return, right? And of course, it's returning uh, the following, right? If it's not game over, right? And then if it's game over, then it will just give us this introduction screen, right? Well, game over screen, not introduction screen, the game over screen, right? Um, so yeah, that's what is going to be happening here. And also, since we want to update the time, we introduce a time left value here, and along with it, now there's a countdown on the screen to actually see the game. So I'm going to show it again, actually. So again, it goes to 0 when time runs out. Shoot. Oh crap. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is actually properly now show that as we grab the coins, the time will increase, right? Because I just noticed that I wasn't actually displaying it for you to see. Um, but yeah, now we already saw that. We see the time increasing, and also the score increasing as we grab the coins. And we of course already showed that when time reaches 0, then the application just goes to the final score screen, right, for the player, which of course will be seen here again. And so yeah, everything works as shown, and that is the general program.